Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match. Not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com. All right, it's about that time, people. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Monday night raw real estate style. You know, we got good content for you each and every Monday night right here, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. I want to give you a couple of quick announcements before we get started with the show tonight. You know, we bringing in heavy hitters as usual. Go ahead and put your name in and where you're coming in from. I'll give you a shout out before we start this show up. I want to remind you tomorrow night, we're going to be doing that real estate investing virtual networking, the Hootie's House Buyers Club, where everybody from across America can come on a Zoom call, talk about real estate, and it's a networking, virtual networking. If you want to sign up for the actual join into the Zoom call, just go to stlviplist.com. That's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm used to everything being on Monday. Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, 6 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you check that out. Coming up on next Monday night, what's that going to be? May 11th. We're going to be on with the 19-year-old six-figure a month earner, 19-year-old Willie Coleman. We bring him in on next Monday night. Make sure you're tuned in for that. 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. That's on May the 11th. The following week, who do we got after that? The Fire Damage King. That's right. We're bringing on Elijah Rubin. He's coming in on May 18th. I know you passed those houses up and you're like, what do I do with these houses? They got fire damage. Do we just look them over? He can show you how to get 2 or 3 checks off of that. So make sure you're tuned in for that. The following week, we'll be on with Miss Law Clerk on Demand, Deanna Britt, talking about probate. That's on May 25th. We're going to chop it up with her, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Let's see who else we got after that. The week after that, as you see, we're fully packed. June 1st, we'll be on with the Mobile Home Elite Investors, talking about mobile homes and getting that money, passive cash flow like it ain't funny. And as you know, tonight, I'm bringing in my bro from down out of Texas. We got Ron Rana on standby in the waiting room, about to come in. So like I said, put your name in and let me see who we got up in here. What's up? What's up, Virginia? Good to see you. Micah, what up? What up? So if this video provides you any type of value, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share it into the Facebook groups, share it to where you need to share it to, spread it out. Houston, Texas in the house. What's up, Christian? See, you got family up in here. All right. Micah in STL, I see you. Let's see. Edward in Chicago. What up? What up? Don Love, I see you. What's up? And if you're watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors group, make sure you put in, click that link. That'll let us know who you are, because I see it says Facebook user. You got to do that. What's up, Rich Groves? We'll be on with you tomorrow night. So like I said, we got this thing popping, y'all. Share it out if you care it out. It's about that time, y'all. Let's get this thing started.
And we up. And we have Mr. I Stay Woke, and Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. You know, when we're out here wheeling and dealing, doing this real estate, meeting up with heavy hitters, you know, I try to bring them on so they can drop some of that knowledge on you. So make sure you bring your notepads, you got your questions ready. If you find this valuable content valuable, as I know it will be, make sure to share it out. What's up, my brother Ron Rana? What up?
Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ron Rana out of Houston, Texas. Man, oh man, oh man. Chris Monroe, you got some energy. I thought I was the only one in real estate, the wholesaling world, investing world, with all that energy, man. I love it. I love the theme song. I was like, oh shit, here we go. I felt like I was coming up on stage to speak, you know, because that's how it normally feels like whenever someone's introducing me. So I'm excited to be on your show, man. Thank you so much for having me. I much appreciate it. It looks like the tables have turned on me a little bit because I'm gonna throw in a few shameless plugs, right? We started the Real Estate Anarchy podcast, so I know how it feels on that side. I've always known how it feels on this side, so I'm right at home, brother. Thank you so much, for having me on your show. Much appreciated. Let's get the show on the road. Let's give your viewers some content. Let's give them some valuable actions. Let's talk about how they can make money in today's market, right? Let's get that Rona cash. So I'm ready, guys. Drop your questions below. All right. As you guys all know, I'm not shy from the microphone. I'm a very outspoken, and I am a extrovert, not an introvert. I'm an extrovert. All right. So we're gonna bring the heat. I will only promise to bring the fire if you guys bring the fire. Let's do rapid fire questions. I'm ready, man. Let's do this, baby. Chris, thank you for having me, brother.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. You got to come in swinging and bucking and swinging on them. Let them know you're here out of Houston. All right. So for people who may not know, who is Ron Rana? Where do you do? What were you doing before you got into this real estate business?
Absolutely, man. Who is Ron Rana? First and foremost, I am a father. I'm a husband, right? I'm a God-fearing man. Those three things are the biggest things that have led me to my success in real estate wholesaling. So I am a real estate investor / wholesaler out of H-Town, Houston, Texas. Represent, right, guys? So and that's kind of pretty much it. As far as who I am, really, I want to put it like this. Although I'm a guest on your show, it's not about who I am. It's more about who your audience is and what they want. Because that's a true act of a selfless giver, right? My company, we did over 7 figures in transactions in 2019 alone. We've wholesaled everything from $100,000 house all the way up to 2.6 multi-million-dollar apartment complexes. Wow. Absolutely. So, and it's not, like I said, I'm going to go back to it. It's about your audience. That's who I am a little bit. Humble spiel, man. Humble spiel. That's all. I'm just a man. I put on my pants one leg at a time, and that's that.
And that's all we can do, right? And try to make this money out here. So what is it that kind of brought you into this real estate space to begin with? I mean, what were you doing before that?
The money, right? Let's be real here. Nobody gets into real estate not to be rich or wealthy. When you think of real estate, I've never met a real estate investor who's broke. Like literally said, man, shit, I'm like really broke. Like every time I saw a real estate investor, I saw they either had a flashy car or they had a nice car, and let alone they had a nice house, right? The signs of success, they were always dressed well, right? They had mannerisms. They talked about success, right? The highly habits of successful people. They talked about the law of attraction, and that's what really attracted me. I came from the car industry, right? I was in the automobile industry for 11 years. I started off with the bottom of the bottom. I was taking ups. We call them ups. I was out in a 3-piece suit in the hot, scorching sun of Houston, Texas, where it gets 100+ degrees out there, and I couldn't come in. I couldn't come in until I brought in a customer, right? So I started off doing that at a local mom and pop shop, and that's kind of the buy here, pay here, in other words. All right. So I was used to people, coming in with a 300 beacon credit score with 20 G's down. It's kind of like, don't ask me where I got that money from. You feel me? That mama don't know money.
Wow.
It's that money in the mattress. So, we did a lot of that, buy here, pay here, no social and all that kind of stuff. And then I went corporate to big companies like AutoNation. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Big car companies. I went corporate with them to the desk. So I became a sales manager, earning well over 6 figures. And you asked me, why did I get into the business? Was to buy back time for my family, right? In life, you're 2 things. You're either time poor or you're money poor, right? Either you have too much time and you don't have money, or either you have too much money and you don't have time. And I was, and I'm telling you, we're gonna bring the fire for your viewers. So, and that's the biggest thing. I was making comfortable. At that point, I thought 100 grand was comfortable. When you start making that a month, you really know what's comfortable, right? So I was in the car business. I was living the life, right? I was given a bribe, right? And what is a bribe in modern America? A bribe is a salary that's given to you to forget your dreams.
Mm.
Right? Powerful, right? And that's what happened to me, man. I was given a bribe, I thought I was comfortable. I had the salary. I was driving the nice cars at the dealership, but they weren't mine. They were the dealership's car. But hey, whatever. I was flexing. I was a baller on a budget, right? I was doing what I was doing. So I had a good life. We had insurance. That's the biggest thing. Security. I had a security blanket around me, and that was my biggest thing. Is I wanted to get out of that security blanket, and I wanted to buy back time, because one thing in the world that you can not spend on is money is time. I can buy the yachts, and I can buy the Lambos and the H1s and the big house, and I can stack my paper all day, but I can't buy time back. And that's one thing I noticed. It really struck to me when my son, who is now he's now, I believe, 7 or 8. I don't know. I got dad problems. I don't know how old my kids are.
Old enough.
He's old enough.
They grown at 7. You know that.
I'm telling you, bro. He's grown. He's like a 17-year-old. So when he was born, it really hit me, and it dawned me like, man, do I really want to leave this type of legacy for my children, where he watches me go to work from sun up to sundown, right? Getting my grind on, right? I gotta do that little pun. Absolutely, babe. What is that? Who said that? Was that baby? Who said that, man? Lil Wayne and what's his name?
Get my grind on. Get my grind on.
Yeah.
Millionaires for the 99 and the 2000.
There you go.
Yeah. So you came from a sales background, so that kind of helped you shift over into the real estate, right?
Yeah, and I was training car salespeople. So I was, a sales manager, right? So they would come in and be like, "Hey, boss, I got this." I was the guy who was training people to take money out of your pocket. So they come in with you ever been to the dealership and they give you a paper like this? Let me see right here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're gonna make this really interactive. This right here, this is called a Foursquare. This is called a Foursquare in the car business, right? You got your payments right here, right? You got the price of the car, you got the payments, your monthly payments, you got your interest rate and your finance terms, right? You call it Foursquare. And until my salespeople didn't close them, right? We would just dog them and hound them, and I would go out and take a TO, which is called a turnover, and we would go out and close them. So that's my beginnings, man. Very, very humble beginnings coming from the auto industry. And I brought a lot of the sales techniques. You're right, man. I brought my tools with me. I wasn't gonna go dig a cave with no shovel and no, one of those picks. I needed the tools. I needed to go and dig my way. I needed to make sure I can make a path for myself. And two things that stuck with me in the auto industry was building rapport and negotiation. And that's the two biggest things that has helped me. And I noticed the thing that people struggle with, especially in this business, either they can't build rapport enough to negotiate.
Yeah, that definitely happens a lot. I know a lot of people been starting to get kind of lazy with the marketing, just doing text message only. They don't want to call nobody no more because they're like, "Oh, I'm scared to get on the phone," or that maybe they don't say that's why. But what are some things that people could do that may have a fear of actually getting on the phone and start talking to people about real estate?
A lot of people have the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, right? And what people can do is, I'm going to give you guys an acronym now, which your viewers can do. And I used to train my car sales guys to do this. And I even trained my acquisition team, right? Because again, I brought everything over. I trained my team to do this. And this is how we run our wholesale operation out here in Houston. So, we call it FORM, right? F is for family. O is for occupation. R is for recreation. And then M is for motivation. Right? Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. You ask about their family. You ask about what they do for a living. You ask about what they do for fun, right? And then you ask about what the motivation is, why they're selling. That's a huge nugget for a lot of your viewers right now. I hope you guys are writing that down, because we use that. And it's a very simple technique. And I believe in the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? You don't need to get all grander. And I see a lot of these gurus who are giving, hey, call this contract here. Oh my God, I got the best script in the world. Come download my script for $49,999, right?
Exactly. $1 million for
$1 million. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? And that's how I run my wholesale operation here in Houston, with everybody: COO, acquisitions, TC, general manager, the whole 9 yards, man.
I know that's right. Dropping that fire. So that's definitely something that people can take action with to help them actually structure their conversations when they're speaking to people to actually break this business down. So when it comes to actually marketing and finding motivated sellers, or what some people call motivated sellers, what are some ways that people can do that type of thing on a limited budget? Because I know people trying to save money.
So the number one thing on a limited budget is how I got started. I was a broke car sales guy. I didn't have $5,000 to put in marketing. All right. I don't even remember if I have probably 1,000. No, actually, I had probably $1,200 because I remember on my first deal, I was a dumbass and I put $1,000 earnest money on a deal. I've never done that in my life. Now I put in $10 earnest monies. And I want somebody to ask me that question, how or why? Not you, Chris. One of your viewers needs to ask me, how do you do $10 earnest monies? And we will tell you guys how we buy houses for $10. Okay. So, and the biggest thing is, I had a little over $1,000 to start in real estate, but my biggest bank account was my dreams. I didn't want my dreams to fail. I deposited my dreams before I deposited the check. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Total sense.
So I took the dream, right? I took the dream of the house and the car and how I want my family life to be. And I'm doing this for a lifestyle. I don't give a shit what people say. People are like, oh, you people don't do this for the cars. And yeah, bullshit. You do this for the lifestyle, guys. Right. Although, like I said, I'm not out there selling the seminars and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Nah, hell nah, bro. I'm buying beautiful. I bought my house a beautiful family. I bought my family a beautiful house. Right. I bought the Humvee, the H1. I mean, it's about the lifestyle that you want to live. And that was the biggest thing why I wanted to do this. And most of all, I wanted to prove to my haters, you imagine you got haters now in this industry, dude, you go in the car business, there are haters. There are people who will talk you down and they will burn your dream alive. And they will ask you, when I left the dealership, I had shared this with one of my managers, right? And I said, man, actually he was one of my colleagues because he was another manager. I said, dude, man, I see this real estate thing. Like I see this, I've always known this as an assignment of contract. Right. Back in the days, like when I first started really learning about it, a lot of the viewers are probably too young to remember this. I mean, hell, I'm young too. But back in the day when I was like 16, 17, I picked up, those VHS cassettes. I was on a late night infomercial. Right. And man, I bought one of those, one of those cassettes and it was a whole booklet of cassettes and stuff like that. And I just started diving in and he was talking about assignment of contracts. Right. So, and then future flash forward everything in the car business, it really stuck to the back of my mind because I kept seeing people posting checks, or I kept seeing people saying, hey, you could become rich with no money down. I'm like, man, what the hell is this?
Sound like a scam, don't it?
Sound like a scam. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me, I don't know if it's a scam or not, but let me just try it. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to look back on my life and think, man, Ron, you didn't try that. You stuck in the car business, right? You didn't risk it. And I'm a firm believer in taking big risks in life. As people know who follow me in the wholesaling world, I take a shit ton of risks, right? But I also got a shit ton of reward for that risk. And it's a big deal, man. A lot of sacrifices have gone into making me who I am. And I'm just digressing a little bit, but I'm going to get back to your viewers' question. The biggest thing is you're going to learn is you're going to have to know how to sacrifice in this business. You're going to have to sacrifice the time to build this business. You're going to have to sacrifice the family life, right, in this business. You're going to have to sacrifice going out and hooping or balling out of control with your boys because you're out trying to learn what a freaking ARV is. Right. And I had that, man. I had that ever since my younger beginnings. I was raised by a single mother in the hood. I was not a silver spoon baby. A lot of people think just because I'm, Pakistani or Arab looking, I was raised with a single spoon. No, my father left us when I was really young. And my mom raised my mother, who lives with me till this day. I have the opportunity to take care of my mother. I actually was able to retire my mother through real estate.
That's powerful. Retire your mother.
Yes. Yeah. And that was the biggest thing I could have done in my life was to, the lifestyle is great and all, but me retiring my mother, watching her sacrifice, 25, 30 years as a cook at Pizza Hut, raising us, And I respect that hustle, man. And I told her one day I'm going to retire her. I made that promise to her when I was 14 years old.
And that feels
So,
good, I know, to actually live that out and do what you promised to do.
I'm shaking right now. I'm remembering a lot of my, trials and tribulations in life. And we had the rent man knocking on the door. Right now, you guys got people knocking on your door for the rent. Go, man. Just do this business. It's gonna pay you off, right? Forbearance, all this bullshit is gonna happen regardless. You got to go out. You got to take action, and you got to make your dreams come true, because no one is gonna see the vision because they don't have your eyes.
You know that's right. They don't have your eyes and they can't see what you can see. And there's going to be naysayers, like you say. There's going to be people to try to talk you down. No, that stuff don't work. You got to give them that shut up check. You show the shut
absolutely. Oh, and in this industry to this day, people think hey, is he doing the business, or look at him, he's showing off, or he's got this or he's got that. Man, nah, man. There's going to be, regardless, at the end of the day, you're always going to find yourself, people are going to talk like that to you, but you got to move above the haters, man. You gotta take your hustle. You got to execute it the right way, right? And use your talents in the right way. That's why I got it right behind me, man. Hustle, execution, and talent. That's what we do. That's a sign of a go-getter. But let's go back to your viewers' question now, because I wanted to talk. You asked me who I was, so I wanted to give you a background of who I was. That's who I am. So biggest thing right now, especially with this coronavirus that's going on and this pandemic, it's no, a secret to anyone. We had no idea this was going to happen 2 months ago. My company, we were doing phenomenal deals. We still are trucking, but if someone tells you they're still doing fantastic in this time, they're a freaking liar. I'm telling you right now, it's been hard on everybody. The guys at the top and the guy at the bottom. It's been hard on every single person, but we've been maximizing every single deal. So it's not about the quantity anymore. It's about the quality of the deal. How can I take this $5,000, make it into $50,000, right? How can I take this $5,000 and make it into 15 grand? How can I take this deal now, right? And that's kind of what it is. So it looks like your viewers are getting a lot of nuggets. I love the comments. So.
Okay. So yeah, we actually do have a question here from Darren in San Francisco from Facebook. Says, what type of customer outreach strategies or systems do you use or could you use in this current economic/medical emergency condition?
And that comes back to what type of marketing should I do right now, right? So I would definitely say driving for dollars, right? You can't get Rona if you're in the car. That's for sure. Driving for dollars, don't roll that window up. So driving for dollars is going to be a big one. And then you definitely want to cold call. Cold calling is major key right now, man. You gotta cold call. Because right now, what people are doing is they're out, they're not out. They're out in the living room. They're in their living room, right? And they're watching Netflix and Amazon Prime, and they're getting stimulated up. They're trying to figure out on eBay what they're going to buy with their stimulus check.
Wow, you got to get on the right side of the equation because they already being programmed. You got to make sure you're plugging in right there to catch them.
And the reason why I know that is because a lot of my buddies who have, other businesses, they're telling me, dude, shit, I mean, I'm doing great with eBay. I'm doing great, with this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how? No wonder. That's what people are, the average American is not programmed. And we blame the American education system for this, is because they don't teach us finances. Right? They don't teach us finances, and they actually rob you at a very young age, and they tell you, hey, go look at this or look at that, right? Spend your money on this, and it's simple economics. I mean, you got to save up at the end of the day. And I learned this when I got into wholesaling. I was this big spender, man. I was making good money in the car business. We would go on nice vacations, yada yada. But I didn't know vacations till I took my family for 2 weeks to Disney World. From wholesaling, right? I didn't know vacations until after I got into wholesaling, and I took my kid swimming in the Bahamas because that's where he wanted to learn how to swim. He wanted to learn how to ski, so I took him to Colorado. Those are vacations.
Wow, actually leaving the area, not a staycation, but a vacation.
No, yeah, absolutely. And we've been to my 6-year-old has been to 27 islands, 27 ports, because we cruise a lot. So he's been, at 6 years old, he's been all over the world, almost half of the Caribbean. So and once again, Chris, I talk about the lifestyle. This is about the lifestyle. So right now, cold call, RVM, Okay, RVM is a very good way. So you're gonna do ringless voicemail. Okay, it's very cheap to drop ringless voicemails. Go to roar.com. Okay, go to roar.com. You can do that. All right. I already touched on cold calling, right? Don't use a dialer like Mojo, shameless plug, right, Chris? I got to use my plug, right? Callvirtualsdialer.com, right? You are going to get a discount. It's we partnered with Call Tools, and it's a 10-line plus dialer. It's one of the strongest dialers out there on the market. It's a phenomenal dialer. You got to check it out. I mean, it's good stuff. And we bring that to our viewers. And like I said, we don't take money from the it's not about who gives a shit about the affiliates. It's about helping people, man.
Exactly.
So many people, right? So many people are out there spending. I had a guy spending $130 on Mojo Dialer. I'm like, dude, get Call Virtual's Dialer. It's 10-line dialer for like $98 a month. He loves it. He got 2 deals out of it within the past few days. And we've been using our cold callers. So recently we opened up our cold call center in the Philippines, and we'll talk about that later on. So next question.
Cool. Perfect. So Edward went on and asked, how do you do a $10 down deal on your contract?
All right. Hold on. I gotta pull out my HUDs. Let's pull out the HUDs. Hold on.
Oh, goodness.
Let me see if I got a $10 HUDs. Where they at? I don't got the back pages of the HUDs.
I bought a house with $10 earnest money.
All right, here we go. Here's one of the deals right here. Can you guys see it? Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in. That's $10 right there, right? You see it? So we put $10 right here. Where's it at? Right there. $10.
Wow.
Now, you see it?
Yep.
So we put $10 down, and we made a $22,000 assignment fee. Sorry, $26,000 assignment fee.
So, for a $10 investment.
For a $10 investment.
Wow. Now that's almost unreal. People don't believe this stuff happens like this.
We do it all the time, man. It comes down to building that rapport with the seller. It definitely comes down to that, man. A lot of people. Here's another one, Chris. Here's another one right here. $10 down, and $16,000 assignment fee.
Wow. All from $10. So what are the magic words that you're saying to them to let them want to do this deal for $10? Something going on.
We get strapped up, right? We get our guns, we go into the house, be like, yo, sell me your house for $10.
Don't do that.
don't do that, guys. Don't do that. I keep it simple, stupid. That's it. KISS, right? Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. That is it. We build so much rapport with sellers. And the thing is, when you're in a deal to a seller, a $25 gift card goes a long way. We give out $25 gift cards all the time to sellers and say, hey, thank you so much for letting us view the house with our contractor. Here's a $25 discount. But guess what? By the time we're ready to close, I got a renegotiation script ready to go, right? Because the buyer already told me the roof is messed up, the AC is messed up, the foundation is messed up. I'm taking my ammunition now, and I'm straight up, pop, right? All right, now I got all this, Mr. Seller. You know what? I'm gonna need additional 10 grand off now, and just stay quiet. Stay quiet.
They'll do it.
That's it. They'll do it. Why? Because I mean, it is what it is. They want to close on the property, but you got to be very, very strong to do those type of techniques. Now, I'm against those people who go to the closing table and negotiate. I'm absolutely against those type of people. I don't condone it. It's very unethical. Okay, we always do our renegotiation 3.5 weeks before closing, so they can get all their stuff mentally ready. They know where to go, because our contracts are always 1 month.
So don't wait till the day of closing. Get to the closing table, and all of a sudden, we need to chop some money off your money here after the check.
Very, very unethical. Very unethical. Wholesalers. They're taught that. Here's another one right here. We did a $10 earnest money. Man, I'm just giving you guys HUDs. $10 earnest money, and that one is a $26,000 assignment fee because we took a $4,000 down payment from the buyer.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I actually bought a house for $10 down from a guy I never met. Still to this day, we bought the house subject to. I never met him. I never met the wife. I never met the family, but we did $10 down and bought a house. That's crazy.
Now we talk about $10. Here is a $70,000 non-refundable deposit we did on a $2.7 million deal. So 2.6, about 2.68, something like that. But it was a $2.7 million deal. Here's our 7-figure deal right here. So if you see, there's a 70. Where's it at? So 70,000.
Yeah, tell me about that deal. How the heck did you get this deal that big of a check on this deal?
You guys see that right there? 70 grand. There's a deposit right there. So right there.
Oh, yeah,
right.
I see it.
See where my finger is? Yep.
Mhm.
70 grand. $2.7 million. 7-figure deal, baby. 7-figure closer. I need that on my shirt.
7-figure closer. So yeah, tell me about that deal. How did you find that deal? How did you end up talking to these people? What was their motivation?
It was a referral.
What problem did you really solve?
Word of mouth. Word of mouth. That deal came from word of mouth. Another wholesaler contacted us because he did not. Basically what had happened was he's been working a deal for a long time, and this wasn't the deal that he was working, but he knew this seller would sell eventually. So a wholesaler, referred us, and we definitely broke him off quite a bit, the bread, off of that deal for the referral fee. But yeah, I mean, straight up, referral, say, hey, these people want to sell their property. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I want to sell the deal and stuff like that. So we got it done.
Wow, and that's one thing to look out for. A lot of people that are seasoned in the business overlook people that are coming in because they come across deals, and sometimes
they'll run over in a heartbeat
with them. JV or assist or whatever you can to make a deal get to the finish line. Because I've seen several deals make it that wasn't going to make it any other way until somebody with more experience came in and solved the problem.
Yeah, absolutely, brother, absolutely. So, any other questions, man? Good stuff.
Sure do. We always got more. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. How do you do that? Let's see. Do it for the lifestyle. Ron Rana. You got a quote going around out here now.
Hashtag do it for the lifestyle, baby.
What's that song? For the lifestyle.
Oh, there's a song? I gotta download that song now.
Now you got it. Facts about the haters. That's right. All right. Let's see here. Edward says, hey, what's going on? Should I now go all in with real estate in these times, or should I wait?
Okay. Edward, I would tell you, those who wait, I'll put it like this: closed mouths never get fed. At the end of the day, you got to market right now, because in 30, 60, 90 days, in 60 to 90 days from now, all of these homes that are going into forbearance are going to start foreclosing. We're going to have literally the largest epidemic of foreclosures in the entire country ever. Bigger than the Great Depression. And this is not me saying it. I'm a stats guy. I read, news, not news, sorry, but I stay away from the news. It's bad. I don't watch news. I read articles from really smart people who talk about the economy, right? Economists. I read where the trend is going, right? And when the stock market was going down, you kind of sensed it, because the economists would they use trigger words in their columns, and they'll talk about it. And at the end of the day, no one can tell whether a stock's going to go up or low, or real estate is going to go up or down. But right now is literally the best time. And to be honest, this is going to be the largest redistribution of wealth that's going to happen in our time, in mine and your time. People who are alive right now, this is going to be the largest redistribution of wealth. And I'm in for the money, baby. Let's get it. Let's secure the bag.
I would agree with that. And so, Edward, yeah, that's a good answer. I would agree. Definitely get your education level up, because if you are prepared mentally and you know what you're doing, you can solve these problems as they arise. Because like you said, these forbearance things are going on. You never know what's going to happen, but you want to be educated enough to know what moves to make when it's time to make that move.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. So I love the questions from your viewers, man. So cool.
That's right. Richard says, preach. This business is unbelievably life-changing if you remain focused and consistent. That's true.
And that's the biggest thing. It's funny he said focus. Every time I think of focus, I could think of The Rock in the gym. Like, focus, right? And whenever I got off track, in life or during this doing deals, I would always, tell myself, focus, right? And he's one of my biggest inspirations out there. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, where he comes from. I've always looked up to people like that, right? And then there's people like Dale Carnegie, who I look up to, how to win friends and influence people. We've definitely done that. Matter of fact, for your viewers, I want to give them a gift, Chris. So what I'll do is, if you guys want a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it's a certified collector's copy, it's a PDF, I'll send it to you, Chris, and forward it out to your viewers. This is their gift for tuning in.
Oh, wow. Look at that. The gift that keeps on giving. That's what I'm talking about. Education, something they can't take away from you.
You can't take away education. Martin Luther King was a very smart man, and one thing he did was he was a very educated man. My uncle was actually fortunate enough to to know him really well, because when my parents migrated from Pakistan 40 years ago, my uncle was actually a professor at the University of Louisiana. And this is like 45 years ago, when the whole, the MLK thing is going on and stuff like that. So he, especially, at the time, he talked a lot about MLK and then Muhammad Ali, all that stuff. So yeah. It resonates a lot, man. Especially right now. And I'm going to be real with a lot of your viewers, right? They say it's a white man's world, man. At the end of the day, listen, if guys like you and I of color can hustle, you can achieve anything, man. Don't let these people talk you down because you're black, you're Chinese, you're yellow, you're brown, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, the biggest advice I can tell you is don't let your dreams, money has no religion, money has no color, right? Except for green, and they don't, they don't segregate. There's no segregation in money, and you have to make sure the only segregation that you don't have is in your mind, because your mind is going to be the one that's going to stop you from doing deals. The person in the mirror.
Do the Michael Jackson. I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
Absolutely.
All right. Krista says, how have you adjusted your business with this health pandemic?
This is all about pivoting and adjusting to the business. Okay. Absolutely. We've adjusted dramatically. We've cut a lot of, fat, per se, right? Especially you get to sit down and you see like, oh man, why am I doing this, or why am I doing that, or and blah blah blah, right? Given we didn't let go of any staff members and my company, right? But there's other ways where you're cutting fat, useless expenses for companies, right? And this is about adjusting. We were actually sending postcards. I'm no longer sending postcards, because right now people are getting bills with postcards. Right? They're getting bills with postcards. They're not checking their mail. Exactly. Like I said, cold calling, RVM, text messaging.
Now that makes sense. Definitely adjust with the times. Makes total sense. Remember, family, to give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. If you're liking this content, if you have questions, drop them in here. We'll definitely try to get to them here. Let's see here. We got a long one here. Jesus or Jesus Cabrera says, is it possible to wholesale out of your area? Sounds like virtual wholesaling. Feel like my area is too saturated with wholesalers and not enough supply. Also, would you prefer wholesaling rather than buying and holding and creating a constant income, streams of cash versus mountain of cash?
Okay, so he's got a 3-part question, right? I'm going to go to the first one. Is it possible to wholesale out of area? 100%. You can become a virtual wholesaler. A lot of the guys that you see in this industry are not in one market. We are not in one market. We are in multiple markets also, right? You can use the same script in multiple markets, especially right now, Jesus. You're not going to want to go out and look at properties anyways because of the lockdown, because of Corona. You don't need to, when other people were crying about not going to properties and going to go view them, virtual wholesaler were like, ha, 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 like we got this. We know how to do this. Hold up, right? We know how to adapt, right? And that's part of pivoting. Is now, although my team was going out to view properties in Houston after we got them under contract, we never look at properties before we contract them. By the way, we get our deals over the phone, 100% over the phone.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go to the property to go take a look at. Right? Ask me how. I'm giving your viewers questions to ask me, right? So.
Yeah.
He says, like my area is too saturated with wholesalers with not enough supply. That is, okay, my humble opinion, that is an absolute false fact, because when I started wholesaling in Houston, Texas, we're talking about Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the United States, right? Close to 3 years ago, it was saturated. I came in, I grinded, right? I went to every single networking event. I went to every single real estate event that I could, started building my buyers list, and suddenly that saturated market became a market that needs houses. And I was finding houses that were niches. Like, hey, what kind of house are you finding? A 3-2, a 1,500 square foot house. What's your price range? Because, wholesaling is like dealing drugs. You got a buyer and a supplier, right? And I say this all the time. Wholesaling is the gateway wholesaling is the gateway drug to real estate, right? And that's the biggest thing, man. You got to find out what your buyer is buying, because you're the supplier. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you put a $400,000 house under contract if you don't have a buyer. You want to deal in the smaller price homes. I don't know what market you're in, Jesus, but deal in smaller price homes between $100,000 to $170,000, ARVs, 250, 270 plus. And it all depends. So. Yeah, and then he says, would you prefer wholesaling rather than buying and holding and creating constant income? All right, if you're broke, wholesaling is phenomenal. If you have money in the bank, buying and holding is the best way to go. Listen, this is how you build wealth in real estate, is how you buy and hold, and your rental income that comes in. That is the cash flow, okay? You want to cycle outside of wholesaling, right? And create another stream of income, which is, Jose Cabrera Holdings, LLC, which holds rentals now, right? And then you want to buy and hold a company. Remember, each different exit strategy, you need to create a different LLC, okay? Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to get sued. And you need to make sure your LLCs and your business structures are structured property, and finding a good CPA, finding a good accountant is huge in this business, because you need to be able to build a freaking power team. All right. Next is streams of cash versus a mountain of cash. I'm always a big believer in a mountain of cash. But at the end of the day, my goal as a real estate investor is to have a stream of cash, because if I stop wholesaling and I stop grinding, my kids don't eat. But if I got rental properties, my kids are eating forever and
That's
ever.
right.
And ever.
Cash flow. That's what I like. I like that. That's cash flow.
I hope that answered your question, Jesus.
Right. He wrote a book in here. That's the biggest question of the day right there. That thing filled up the whole screen.
I love it.
Thanks for the question, Jesus. Hopefully that answered you there. Yep. Christian Myers. Let's see here. Ron, how can we reach out to you? What is your social media handles, things like that? How do people find you?
All right. So Instagram, Facebook, it's pretty hard to not, again, man, I'm being humble about this. It's pretty hard not to know who I am in the wholesaling business. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. How about we put it like that? I give back a ton to the wholesaling REI community. You can reach out to me on Facebook, right? We have a group called Wholesaling Real Estate 101. Make sure you guys go and follow my YouTube, because I'm an open book. You'll see my company. You'll see my brick and mortar, right? You'll see my employees. We're working on a daily basis. It's kind of like, they call me the Kim Kardashian of real estate out here in Houston. So we got a whole, virtual show going on where I'm bitching out acquisitions agents, and they're coming back at me, and then we're bitching out sellers, and we're negotiating with sellers. So we have a huge, the YouTube following is growing. So yeah, like and subscribe. YouTube.com, Ron Rana 1. If you want to go ahead and put my plug there, I definitely would. Yeah, absolutely. Follow me, man. I love it. Like I said, if I can change one life or one, person, if I can aspire, if I can inspire someone to just one person, I've done my job. And that's the biggest thing in life, man. Each one teach one. I'm a big believer in that.
Just like that. You got to do it. So I know a lot of people come into the business, and I want to know what you think about this. They come in and they're kind of like, well, I'm kind of new. I don't really know much. Should some person go get a coach or a mentor, or should they work on getting the basics down first?
Okay. A little bit of both. All right. You need to have the right education to do this business. I'm not opposed to having education. I'm opposed to having the wrong education. You need to have the right education. Now, there are guys out there who will take your, $15, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for mentorship, and they'll run the other way. And I'm actually very outspoken against those gurus. There's no secret about it, right? It is what it is, right? Hashtag fight me. So because Um, because when I first started in this business, I reached out to a few people in this industry who I looked up to, who never got back to me. They wanted me to cut a check. They wanted me to cut the, $20, $30, $40,000 checks, which I didn't have, once again. So I educated myself the right way. I want to become a heart surgeon. Guess what? I'm going to go to medical school. I'm going to get educated. I don't just walk into the ER and start performing surgery. If I want to be a baker, I go to school, right? I go to an actual bakery and I intern or I get a job, right? If I want to own a Starbucks one day, I promise you, Chris, if I was in the coffee business and I had a goal to buy a Starbucks or they don't franchise it out, but if I had a goal, I would actually be a barista at Starbucks to learn the business from the inside. It's always easier to learn the business from the inside versus from the outside looking out. Every successful entrepreneur that you have seen has learned the business from the inside. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, a lot of these other guys out there who are multi billionaires. Richard Brunson, right? A lot of these companies too, CEOs, right? The unsung heroes who go out and they sacrifice and they become a cook and then eventually they start owning franchises. I would rather work, I would learn the business from the inside and really be a source of information to somebody, be helpful. I literally get probably about maybe 40 or 50 messages a day from random people, right? Very few of them ask me, hey, what can I do for you? Right? I had a guy message me, hey, what can you do for me? Like, what is going on? What's going on here? Like, are you serious right now, bro? You want my time and you're asking me, how can I help you? No. I've had people, tell me, hey, I walk your dog. I don't got a dog, but people say I'll babysit your kids. I don't know what, it's crazy stuff. Wash your car for free. Like, I'm humble, right? I don't take them up on the offer. But I'm humble about it, but at the end of the day, I want to give back to the real estate wholesaling community. And this is just one way of me giving back to the community is being an open book. So reach out, join the Wholesaling Real Estate 101 group. All right. And we'd love to have you in there. There's new wholesalers and there's veteran wholesalers who are doing the business.
That's right. We got to reach out and get some people to get some information. And so I know, let's see here. We got a couple of other questions here. How did you get them under the contract over the phone before you see the house? They're asking about that virtual wholesaling you're talking about.
Awesome. Again, it's going back to building rapport with sellers, right? We build rapport with sellers. We'll sometimes, top them off with a $50, gift card, $25 gift card, really just building that rapport, right? Because, Auntie Karen ain't got nobody to check up on her. She's selling a house now that has 100% equity. You better believe my acquisition guy is bringing her cookies every other day.
That's right. The way to the heart is through the stomach.
That's it. That is it, guys. Building rapport. And I like to, keep up with people and stuff like that too. A lot of people from Houston right now, they're going to take these nuggets now in my market, but it's about the abundance mentality, baby. It's what we do.
I know that's right. Let's see here. Somebody said they just bought their first real estate property. It's a turnkey ready, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Should I flip it, put a tenant in it, or put a tenant in it? I bought it cash for $10,000. I don't know. Do you want to tackle that, or I got to answer for them? But do you want to tackle that one? They want to know.
I got it. Perfect. So if you bought a prop $10,000, that's definitely a deal you don't want to flip. I'm sorry, definitely a deal you don't want to wholesale, right? Now, I would ask you, how much of a rehab does the property need for $10,000? Is it a tear down? You got to look at the numbers. We don't know the numbers yet, but if the numbers are low, and what is your ARV? We don't know what your ARV is. I would definitely put a tenant in there, because 10 grand, you can't even buy a Honda Civic for 10 grand. Put a tenant in there, right? Make it an owner finance deal, make money on the front end, make money on the back end. Boom. There you go. Now you take 5 grand up front as a down payment, right? Hell, you could take 10 grand up front as a down payment and you pay the house off free and clear.
$0 in the pot. Exactly.
Send me that deal. I'll buy it for you for 15 grand.
Exactly. I want that deal right now. Go on to flip it.
Let me get the checkbook.
Yeah, they said, should I flip it or put a tenant? So definitely put the long game, cash flow. It don't take long to get 10 grand back off cash flow.
No, hell no. Again, you're making the money in the front and you're making money in the back, right? If they default, kick them out, put someone in there. You make additional money right there. So absolutely, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. I would hold that thing. Get that down payment, get that monthly payment every month while they sit, and that cash out on the back end if they decide to buy it. So yeah, definitely. I wouldn't flip that if it's rent ready, like they say. Let's see here. Somebody said Gabrielle said I just bought my first property. It's the same person. Okay, they jumped over. They was in the Facebook group and they jumped over to the YouTube. All right, let's see here. That's a long one here. WD Property Investment say just started watching you guys about 2 weeks ago, and I have two possible deals. One under contract, and my first subject to deal seller is signing tomorrow. You are giving out the best info online. Oh, no problem. I'm glad you was here. Do the right thing. Close that stuff through a real estate attorney.
Thank you. Do the right thing. Share the video. Don't be greedy. Let other people learn too.
That's right. That's right. What's up, Nina? Let's see here. Gabrielle say, is Chris taking on any mentees? Yeah, I do have a coaching program at wokerealestate.com. You can check it out. We got a couple more slots left. We're almost full.
Love it.
Let's see. That's me. Okay. Got a lot of stuff on here. I'm trying to keep up with all these comments here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Chris Garner also learned the business from the
pursuit of happiness. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Chris Garner. You know who else learned the business from the inside? The Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah.
He went to jail for literally doing deals on the inside, insider trade, and yeah, absolutely. So, exactly. But we'll take Chris Garner. We'll take his. I love that Will Smith movie. The pursuit of happiness is. I love the scene where he's out with his son and he's speaking to him on the basketball court. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. And I remember watching that movie. And that movie inspired me so much. Actually, I bought it on Amazon Prime. I love that movie so much.
All right. And here's Richard Knox says, how do you find your tenants on your tenant buyer type deals?
Tenant buyer. Okay, Craig's. Okay, I got you. Okay. Again, right? You put
seller finance, I guess seller finance deal, because I know
I got you.
Y'all don't do those in Texas. Y'all don't do rent to own down there like that.
No, we do. We do rent to own also. So what you want to do is you want to do Bandit Signs are great. 321121 Bandit Signs, right? House for sale. You're going to get a lot of tenants off of that. Right now, since we're going through this pandemic, we're going to have the biggest foreclosure. Again, a lot of people are going to be out of their houses, and they're going to be, the guys who are winning are my apartment buyers, right? I sit down with people with net worths over 100 millions of dollars. And these people are telling me, man, the money's coming in the bank. I can feel it, because all these people who are going to lose their houses now, unfortunately, there's one man's misfortune is another man's, what's the word? Good fortune, right? It is what it is. So people are going to move out of there. And a lot of these guys put up Bandit Signs. I know when a lot of our investors put a Craigslist post, right? And you can do that also. Remember, free. Do as much free marketing as you can till you get your free deal. Till you get your first deal, your free deal.
Free deal.
Free. Hey, get a free deal.
Hey, it's possible. Don't think that ain't possible either.
It's possible. No, I've had some of my buddies who've gotten houses for free, literally, and they got cash back at closing. So it's possible for sure.
Looking at one of them.
There you go. It happens. So yeah, absolutely. So but yeah, you're gonna do Bandit Signs, and then you're also gonna do Craigslist ads. You can do Let Go ads. You can do Facebook ads. Hell, use Facebook to your advantage, right? The biggest thing that's made me super successful in wholesaling is I have used Facebook to my advantage to this day. I am addicted to social media. Everybody knows. You'll get 10 notifications from me every day, right? Gary V, right? I met Gary V at Max Maxwell's event, We Live 19, right? Great guy. Big shout out to Max for putting on that event. Wonderful human being. Opportunity to sit down and chill and stuff like that. So Gary, I had asked him too. Big question is like, hey man, I got the following going on, and this is again 2 years ago. We Live 19. This was like in the beginning of the year. 2018 had just passed and stuff like that. So, and I met Chris at that event. Actually, I met you in Dallas, right?
That's right, Dallas, Texas. What was that? Was it in March or something?
So we were at that event, and in the private room with Gary V, Gary said, man, content, social media. He called TikTok before it was popular, before the pandemic. Now everyone and their mama's on TikTok. It's crazy.
I know, that's right. You talking about this Gary V right here? Hey, I cheated. I snuck a picture in.
Oh, you stuck a picture. There you go.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
got
where I
one.
was going all the way down all the time,
Where
not
am
giving
I?
me a photo. He
I'm behind
grabbed
the
my
guy.
arm. I said,
I'm
snap.
behind the guy with the hat right there, the cowboy hat right there. Yeah, I'm right there somewhere. So I have the video on my Instagram actually. If you go to YouTube
Uh-huh.
and Instagram, I've got that photo of us.
I
So
know
yeah,
that's
he's a
right.
cool guy. I've met a lot of great people, man. Shout out, Dean Graziosi. I don't know if you're familiar with him. I
I'm
was in
familiar.
his mastermind. Wonderful human being. He wrote a couple of books, New York Times bestseller. A lot of respect for that individual. So I take a lot of these people as my mentors. Work so hard where the people you look up to become your competition.
There you go. Valuable nuggets. That's definitely it. And also, I wanted to add to that answer that you gave for Richard Knox here, how to find tenant buyers. Don't forget the most powerful one, Zillow, or one of the most powerful, Zillow. Because if you post it on Zillow, they'll actually put it on HotPads and Trulia, and they'll bombard you with calls and messages, and people want to move into your property.
I
Facebook,
love it.
Offer Up, Let Go, all those places. Zillow, and if you had to, put it on the MLS too. That's another option. That may be even more powerful if you have to. So those are
Full disclosure, right? Full disclosure. If you slap it on the MLS, you need to make sure you check your local laws because you make sure you are not breaking any laws. Because it's again, the stigma that wholesalers get is that we are unethical. Guys like us can prevent stuff like that. That we definitely should, because it saves the name of the industry, saves the name of the wholesalers industry in general. Because guess what? It was a lot of unethical shit going on in Chicago, and now it's illegal, right? You got to be real
quick.
Quick, right? And they're trying to hit other states and stuff like that. So, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I don't care. I mean, it's not about my business is, BBB rated. We got a credit. We are accredited by the Better Business Bureau, so we're a full legit company. It's not about ethics. I just decided not to get my real estate license because I saw my brother do it. My father, who was, of course, not in my life, he was a broker. I grew up around real estate whenever I saw him. So I know the dog and the hustle of realtors, and more power to them. They want to show 20 houses and not sell anything, and sometimes sell it or do not. That's all them. But I don't have that much patience, to be honest. I got to sell a property. You in, you're out. Let's go.
I know that's right. That's definitely what you got to do there. Nina Mayfield Garner out in California wants to say, looking for a tenant buyer. I've been marketing everywhere. How often should I keep posting on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace?
Okay, great question, Nina. By the way, shout out. I know who she is. I do know who you are, Nina. I see you on social media, right? Good content you put out there too. So, all right, looking for a tenant buyer. Listen, you want to post every other day. Don't post every day because Facebook will flag you as a spammer. Okay, I would say post on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday at post at noon. Okay, because everyone's looking at their phone during lunchtime. Okay, and then you also want to post during like 4:30, 5 o'clock when people are kind of mentally clocking out, even though they ain't got no jobs right now. 6 million people unemployed.
Damn, that's a lot.
You never know, bro. Holy shit, I couldn't believe it. But all these people are collecting unemployment, man. It's crazy. The reason why I laugh is funny, but it's funny because these people are collecting unemployment and they can go out and they can work their asses off and build a business from scratch, like real estate investing and wholesaling. They don't want to. They want to live off, taxpayer money.
Well, remember, they're incentivizing a lot of people to do that too. So they're like, yeah, don't work. We'll just send you a check every month.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
I hope that answers. That's a major nugget, Nina.
And also, I'm going to add to that marketplace on Facebook, but don't forget your local Facebook groups. Go in and join those yard sale types groups or real estate investor groups or, the groups within your local area. Those are extra places you can post it outside of just the marketplace.
Well, not only that, I'm gonna up you one, Chris, if I could.
Come on with it.
I know it's your podcast, man, but we got to give them some nuggets.
Drop something on them heavy.
Nina, call up some realtors and ask them if they got any clients looking for apartments. Boom. I'm telling you. Call up a realtor and say, yo, you got any clients looking for an apartment, right? Realtors got clients looking for apartments all the time. If a client can get a house for the same price of an apartment, they're going to jump on it. And that realtor is now incentivized to go out and work for you. Remember, work harder, work smarter, not harder. Right?
That's right.
So you want to make the realtor work for you as opposed to you going out and finding a tenant. So major nugget. That's a fire nugget right there, man. That's an inside
Fireball.
secret.
I know that's right. Let's see here. I have a deal I'm working on. A seller wants 70,000. He owes 62,000 and has 195 months left on the loan. The ARV is 100,000 and it's currently rented for $1,000. We agreed on $100 a month for 70 months. So I guess that's part of a deal structuring you're trying to do here.
He's trying to structure a deal. Can you, if you would like, you can send me that deal. I will break it down for you. I love to run the numbers for you, break it down, and we'll be able to go. So we'll be able to tell you, what you can do, and we'll run the numbers and stuff like that.
And from what I can see on here on something like this, I would be trying to buy that house for closer to what he owed on it and give him his money and buy the house either subject to or on a wraparound mortgage where it's not some separate $100 a month thing going on it. Because it say he owes 62, depending on the payments and depending on the monthly, what you can rent it for.
Absolutely. Hey, Chris, real quick, we've got a little over 20 people. Can we take a quick 30-second interval? I'm fasting today. It's Ramadan. Okay. I have to break my fast. I've been fasting for 17 hours. So give me about 30 seconds. I'm going to pray, do my thing, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. We'll bring it right back in a moment.
Thank you.
All right, so that's how we're doing it, family. Like I said, if this video is providing you any type of value, any type of good content, you're learning anything, even by accident, be sure to go and press the like button. Bash the like button. Smash it, share it, tag a friend, tag somebody who wants to get in to the game, because the game is out here for free. You can go pay $50,000, $60,000 and go learn this real estate stuff, or you can take your time to go and learn this stuff by watching these videos. I myself have over 175 free videos right here on wokerealestate.com. 175 plus free real estate training videos to learn everything about real estate, from the rooter to the tutor, talking on the phones, actual seller calls, all of that stuff. Just go check it out at your leisure. All right. And say, Chris, you rock. Thanks, Moses. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Nina says we rock. All right, so let's see if we got Ron back. You're back, Ron. You're back in action.
I am, man. I am breaking 17. I'm breaking a 17-hour fast, brother, and that's the biggest thing, man. It's a blessing, right? If you guys don't know what Ramadan is, being a Muslim, right? It's a beautiful thing, no matter what religion you are. Coexisting is a must. First and foremost, glory to God, man. He's given me so much in this life. God has given me more than I deserve. He's given me and my family more than I deserve. And if I can fast for 30 days and practice my religion, right? And that's the beautiful part. Again, this is my lifestyle. It's about it, right? We go and we talk the talk, right? We walk the walk. But at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning when I first started this video, man, I wouldn't be here without the blessing of God, and I'm a big believer in that. So no matter what religion you come from, I know a lot of your viewers can appreciate that. So cheers to a 17-hour fast, man. I'm probably the first guest who asked you to take a break so I can eat.
I know that's right. Fast 17 hours. Wow. So you didn't eat all day. So yeah, I know that's a difficult thing, and that takes discipline. A lot of people don't have the discipline to do something like that, regardless of their religion or what. That takes some, to control what you put in your mouth. That is very hard to do.
That didn't sound right. We're going to move on though.
All right, so if you have questions, make sure you drop them in right now. I did want to ask you, when does a person, so they start the business, maybe they got a few deals under their belt, when or what part of their business should they start hiring people such as virtual assistants, other helpers or workers or employees? Where would a person start scaling?
That's a great question for someone who wants to scale their business, right? You will know as an individual, as an entrepreneur, and as a business owner when you are ready to scale. And your first hire should always be an acquisition person, no matter what. Okay, no matter what, when you are ready to scale, you gotta hire acquisition first, so that you can start. Going and training them on how you want to be trained. Because guess what? Your second most important hire will. Somebody said Happy Ramadan. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Your second most important hire will be your COO, your Chief Operating Officer. You always want to promote within your ranks. Like, I'm a big believer promoting within. So the person who was with me from day one became my COO, right? And then you have a CFO, okay? Then you have a COO, okay? You're the CEO, and then you have a transactional coordinator, and then you have senior acquisition agents, then you have junior acquisition agents, then you have VAs, right? It's a whole system, it's a whole breakdown. Every single department needs to complement each other. Your first hire needs to be someone in acquisitions so you can train them and mold them how you want, because it's harder to bring in someone into the business as a chief operating officer if he doesn't know what you're doing.
You got to bring them in and let them know what's going on. I know that's right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see here. LaShonda Bias. Thanks for tagging them, Nina. Thank you. Tagging people. So yeah, that makes a difference. So let's see here. Yeah, I was thinking that, so I should pay him for the term of the loan. Oh yeah, about that deal. Yeah, so I don't know all the details. Like Ron said, you don't know all the details, but I would prefer, just looking at the numbers you gave so far, to buy for about what he owed on it, give him some money, $2-3 or whatever, get him out of your way, and then stay in the deal with the loan and get him off the deed. That's what I would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you do creative type deals like that and stuff, Ron, or do you do mostly the wholesaling and buying for cash? Or what kind of real estate do you do outside of wholesaling?
I like to do wholesaling, and I like to do rentals. Creative deals do come; they do fall in my lap, but I JV with people on those all the time. I don't have time to babysit tenants, man. Like, I just don't. I don't got time to structure. Like, again, this business is about delegation. You want to delegate certain tasks. In my mind, me sitting down, analyzing how much am I going to pay this, how much am I going to take down. No, man, I'm building the business. Again, E-Myth Revisited, working on your business, not in your business. I'm working on building my business. And I have people in place who are structuring this as they go. People in my company who have done creative finance deals for their own portfolio, and they do that.
I know that's right. And Christian says, Chris does a lot of creative deals in Missouri, but how can we legally do lease options here in Texas? You know anything about that? Because from what I understand, you can only do it for like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, it's 6 months, but Christian, reach out to me. I can better assist you. It'll be easier because we're going to go on a tangent rant.
Yeah, that's right. Connect them with somebody doing those deals down there in the area.
Christian is my market.
Exactly. All right.
People are surprised. They're like, how does Ron know all this? Like, I follow people. Like, I know people. I follow people on social media. Like, I'm never too big not to follow people. So I know people who follow me. I follow my followers. We'll put it like that.
Follow. Yeah, there you go. They say, where do they send the deal to? Do you have an email?
Yeah, it's info@investopiaonline.com. So let's do. Actually, no. Let me give you this one. deals@dispomydeal.com. That's one of our other companies. So deals@dispomydeal.com.
There you go. Send that deal on over there, and definitely you'll check it out and see if it's something there. And if you, let me see, you just typed it in here. Let me.
Yeah, I typed it in.
Copy it and bring it back over here and paste it if I can without breaking something on the internet here. Paste. Chat. Did I do that right? I hope so. There we go. Deals@dispomydeal.com. There it is. That's where you send that over to if you want to reach out to him and send him that thing. You send it right there. Pretty simple. All right. So I did want to ask you too. So I know you're doing something with virtual assistants. What is that? How does that go with the virtual assistants on the callers? How does that program work? How do people get into that? And how does that work?
Awesome. So great question. Again, a lot of people don't want to do the cold calling, right? So what I did was we pivoted and adapted. We had already a call, I would say a call center structure out in the Philippines for my own personal business, right? And what I would do is I train those VAs to be straight like cold call ninjas, not just cold calling. Like everyone says, I got the best VAs. No, like these people have been trained by an ex-car sales guy. Like all my VAs have been with me for 1 year. I train them like car sales guy. They don't get off the phone till we get a no, right? So the company that I actually created during the Rona, I saw a need, right, was callvirtuals.com. So I'll type it in here, callvirtuals.com. Our email is support@callvirtuals.com. So right now we're still building the website because I want a pretty badass website and my developer is not in town. So he's doing some stuff. So website is under construction, but that's the email right there, support@carvirtuals.com. And what we do is we have highly trained virtual assistants. These are not VAs that we just pick up and say, hey, go, get on the phone, here's a script. No, these are VAs who have been with my company. These are my employees. I'll put it like that. They're my family. They're my employees because I treat my VAs like family. I know when their kid's birthday is. We know what's going on in their family. If their mom is sick, if their dog is sick, if their lizard is sick, whatever it happens in the Philippines, I know about it because I hold these people accountable, right? And they're my employees. So Call Virtuals is a company that we launched recently, and we've had phenomenal success with it. We sold out within 1 hour. So we had, we had over 10 seats sell out in 1 hour. We have a backlog. Now we have a waiting list, but a lot of our clients are now getting deals within the first hour of us cold calling. So today I know we gave them a couple of leads. And these are people, like some of these people are in my market too. So I'm doing this for our people in my market. Again, abundant mentality, right? Abundant mentality. At the end of the day, everybody wins. If you want to know about how the pay is or how to get into the program, email myself and my team, and we'll make sure we get you that. We'll get you that information. Support@callvirtuals.com.
So what would a person need before they contact you? Do they need to have their own list already? Do they need to have that list skip traced? What do they need to bring before they come see you?
Yeah, so make sure you have your list ready to go, right? I know, Chris, you have your own, preferred a way to get leads, right? Again, we partner up with many of the big guys too. We partner with PropStream, right? RunMyComps.com. You can go there. Chris has a wonderful affiliate link also that he does. It's a woke. What is it?
Wokesource.com.
Wokesource. Okay, so go to wokesource.com. Get a list. You're gonna. Did you partner with PropStream? Perfect. I love Burton. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to wokesource.com. Okay, you're gonna get up to 10,000 leads for free within your 7-day trial period. Okay, you take those 10,000 leads and you use Chris's preferred skip tracer. He's gonna put it up right now.
Yep. Okay. Coming right up.
If I can find once you do that, you're gonna bring, once the list is skip traced, okay, you go to wokeskiptracing.com, all right, and then you bring us the list. We will upload it into our Call Virtuals dialer, and we'll start knocking it out.
So they get on there pretty quick. And so when a person does come to you and they have their list, they've skip traced their list, do they need to be on a month-to-month basis, or they got to have a term with the service? How does that work?
Any marketing you do, I would definitely suggest doing, especially right now in this current economic stage that we're at, I would definitely recommend doing at least 6 to 8 months worth of marketing. It used to be 3 to 6 months of marketing. Be consistent. Right now, if you pick RVM, you need to be consistent for at least 6 months, 6 to 8 months. If you're doing cold calling, you need to be consistent 6 to 8 months. If you're doing driving for dollars, you need to at least be doing that, collecting leads 6 to 8 months. I mean, you need to make sure you're maximizing every single source out there for a minimum of 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, definitely.
So we don't do a contract with people or anything like that. Our results speak for themselves. I don't know. I mean, I'm a car guy, man. If you don't like the car, bring it back. If you don't like the service, don't do it. It is what it is.
So they're going to end up saying, I need 3 or 4 callers. They're going to end up trying to get more callers before they know it, huh? With Call Virtuals.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a guy who took up 5 of our callers, right? He has 5 full-time VAs. We don't do part-time guys. We don't believe in the part-time schedules. No one works part-time in my company. Nobody, not even the janitor, which is me. Right?
And I know that's right, because so like you said, you created this business during the Rona. Everybody's ducking and dodging and hiding out and saying we don't want to do nothing. So let's fulfill a need in the marketplace. Let's provide some good calling services for people who are looking. So callvirtuals.com is the site, or go to support. Send an email to support@callvirtuals.com. Do you know when that backlog is going to unfree? Because you're going to get a wave of people coming.
Yeah, I hope soon, man. I hope soon, because my manager, who is actually out in the Philippines, she is bombarded right now with calls, and it's mayhem out there right now. But yeah, like I said, you treat your VAs like family. Now, if you have a VA and you want someone who knows the business to train them, get in touch with us. We also train your VAs too.
Now that's a good one too, because that's definitely needed. Because I have 2 virtual assistants now. I'm thinking about adding a 3rd one. That's why I was
Bro,
asking, when is that backlog gonna go? Because I was gonna go test it out. Test it
I
out
got
and see
you
what it's
offline,
about.
man. I got a special deal for you.
I know that's right. Knock them over the head now. All right, let's see over here. Richard says, is it true that cash buyers also, as a realtor, can only use their purchase and sale agreement from the realtor committee in a wholesale deal?
Okay, he's talking about a trek. If he's in Texas, he's talking about a trek. Texas real estate, Texas realtor, some blah 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 trek
contract.
Yeah. Texas real estate contract. How come I can't remember that? It's the food, bro. I can't think now. I'm eating. So yeah, so you can do that, or if you need a purchase and sale agreement, go to our wholesale group, Wholesaling Real Estate 101. We actually give out the contract that we use to members for free, 100%. You just go to the file section, you download, and boom, you got a new contract.
There you go. Join the Facebook group. That's how you get it. So yeah, I know we've been on here a little bit over an hour, Ron. I want to make sure that if there was anything else that you wanted to share with the family, anything that you wanted to let people know, any last minute nuggets you want to drop on them, and your contact information one more time if you can, so the people that want to connect.
Absolutely. Look me up, guys. YouTube.com/Ron Rana 1. Look up our Wholesaling Real Estate 101 group. If you want to connect with me, you can, Chris will tag me in the comments. You can connect with myself. You have any questions? Again, I'll leave you guys with this. Your biggest enemy is going to be the man in the mirror. All right, guys. Don't let anyone tell you that you can or cannot do anything. Even when you're achieving success, stay humble. Don't let the success get to your head, because a lot of these people that you do see who are, successful, they really put on a front of being humble, and it's crazy, man. There's a lot of, stuff goes on in this industry that you won't notice unless you're kind of at the top and you kind of see a lot of stuff that's going on, right? What I would recommend people to do is concentrate on yourself, read books. You definitely want to read a lot of freaking books, guys. I mean, I've got books all over my table. One of my favorite books is this right here by Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. This is a phenomenal book right here, right, guys? I've got other books here. For example, let me see if I can pull them up. Here's a great book, High Performance Habits, right? And this one is from Brendon Burchard. Great book. Here's another book from a good mentor of mine, Dean Graziosi, Millionaire Success Habits, right? He actually did in person.
What? He signed it for you? Oh,
my boy. That's my boy. I like him. I love him. He's a great guy, and especially the thing is, you got to be your biggest motivator in life. If you don't motivate yourself, you got to recheck it, because no one is going to come out and motivate you to do this business. Sometimes this phone is going to be 300 pounds. Sometimes this phone is going to be 3,000 pounds, right? Don't let yourself get in your way, right? Just take action and think about it later. Make those 100 phone calls and say, oh my God, what did I just do? I'd rather you do that than say, oh my God, what am I going to say? Okay. You got to make sure you go out and get out of your way, because your biggest enemy, no matter how many haters you're going to talk about, no matter how many people you talk about try to bring you down, no matter how many supporters that you talk about, right? Your biggest enemy is going to be yourself, and you got to get out of your way, man. You have to. And I'm telling you, just like Chris has all the sharks swimming around, there's blood in the water, especially with wholesaling. If you got any type of soft feelings, you need to throw that out the window. There's going to be people who have made it in this industry who are going to tell you that you can't make it. There's people who have made it in this industry who are going to crush your dreams because they're afraid that you're going to go above and beyond them. And listen, I'm one of those guys who I have made it. I know I have. I don't take it to my head. But at the end of the day, this is the real advice that I can give you, being in this business for this long and learning, because, at the end of the day, you always want to learn from someone else's mistakes and on their dime. So don't spend your own money to learn your own mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes.
Dang, that's right. Learn from others. That's right. They say a public education can earn you a living, but a self-education can earn you a fortune. I love it. That's what I'm talking about, Ryan. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. You've had viewership to the top, over probably 50 people, 50, 60 people just in this first an hour or so, and the viewership is gonna when I was looking at it last time, it said over 50, like 45, 50 people. So a couple, probably it probably toppled over 100 because people tune in and out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Chris, hey man, thank you so much for having a humble heart. I get asked all the time to be on podcasts. I don't have the time, or the patience for some people. But when you asked me, I had to do it because I see a lot of the value and I see a lot of the stuff that you bring to the table. And you're a very selfless man. You give back so much to the real estate community. And I love to stay woke, right? You got to stay woke. And I think we've definitely brought that heat here today, where we tell everyone, stay woke, guys. Make sure you go out, you take action, right? Ron Rana signing out. Peace out, baby.
Dang, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Ryan. All right, that's how we do it, family. Each and every Monday night, right here, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, whether you're watching it on Facebook, whether you're watching it on YouTube, whether you're watching it on Periscope, or wherever you may see it in the future. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be in just like that. So like I said, don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be on with the virtual real estate networking event. We'll be doing that tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. You can check that out. All you got to do is go to stlviplist.com if you want to be added into the Zoom call. If not, you can just watch it here just like you're watching today, or you can participate if you just go to stlviplist.com. We're going to do that every other week. Look like it's going to be every other Tuesday. Also, like I said, we got some other great shows lined up for you too as well. Don't forget, next week we'll be on with Willie Coleman. That's May the 11th. That's 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. We'll be on with him. 19 years old, doing big numbers in this real estate game. You wouldn't even believe that that's possible. 19 years old. What's your excuse? We got him on coming next week. And then the week after that, we're on with the Fire Damage King, Elijah Rubin, May 18th. That's Monday, 7 o'clock Central Time. Come on, chop it up with him. Been in the game for quite a while. I want to definitely pick the brains of these people who've been around doing this business for a minute. So come on back and check that out. And also, what do we got the week after that? We're talking probates with Law Clerk on Demand, Miss Deanna Britt out of Atlanta. Talking that probate talk. That's what they specialize in. That's why I want to learn more. I got a bunch of questions just for myself for her. So we're going to pick brains and take names. That's how we're going to do that. And then the following week, we have booked the Mobile Home Elite Investors. That's right. Byron and Sharnice coming on June the 1st. And that's crazy that June is almost here. Well, we just started May, but half this year is almost over. What have you accomplished so far? Have you done everything you said you wanted to do? If not, you got to get to taking action right now. So do that like that. All right. No problem. What's to say? To Miss Lewis. Thank you. No problem. So like I said, don't forget to follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's TikTok, all that stuff, all across the block. Check it out. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
And we here. And we here. And we here. Mr. I stay. Whoa, 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 whoa. And Mr. I stay.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match. Not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com.